No, the lion countdown first. Now we're at the time where the Hamashiach is getting ready to come.
And hidden riches of secret places, that thou mayest know that I am the Lord.
Last words, brother.
Shalom, shalom, ma.
All right.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
All right. Shabbat shalom, Yashala. Shabbat shalom. Brother Daniel. Oh, hold up. You got to unmute your mic, Ak. You got to unmute your mic, brother. All right, Israel Salakia. We got our brother Daniel at a different location today. So we're going to have a little bit of issues. We're just trying to get this little thing straightened out. We had it straightened out right before we came on live. Give us a second. I know y'all can hear me, but Brother Daniel, go ahead and say something.
Yeah. It's
okay, here we go.
Hear me now?
Yes, sir. We good to go, Ak. I can hear you loud and clear, brother.
All right, that's interesting. I didn't even see the intro.
Oh, for real? Yeah, all of that played through, man. That's
wow. I didn't see none of that on my end.
Yeah, I know. I heard you because you thought the countdown. We was like, what's going on?
Yeah, Shabbat shalom, Israel. Pray that you all are having a blessed Shabbat. All right, if I start to go in and out, just let me know, man.
Okay. All right, y'all. Give us a one if you can hear Brother Daniel, because I know we're going through a little bit of technical difficulties. I know y'all can hear me just fine.
All right, looks like we got a one in the comic box.
All right, Khan, all praises, all praises.
All right, Israel. So the reckless modesty, wear, and appearance of our people. And you already know where we're going to go with that. And I just want to say a few things. But I'm going to turn it over to Brother Aton. We already know what the scripture says. So I'll go ahead and read the scripture we had in the description. And this is coming from 1 Timothy 2 and verse 9. This man also that women adorn themselves in modest apparel, with shamefacedness and sobriety, not with broided hair or gold or pearls of costly array, but which becomes women professing reverence for good works. You know, it's interesting, Brother Aton, you know how our women dressed like back in the 50s, and this are people in general. It was just a different whole attire, all right. And it's like now you see like the type of stuff that you see now with especially our women are wearing, and even some of the brothers, you know. It's like when I was little, and whenever you saw a woman dressed in strange apparel, like
Yo, Ak, you went back on mute. You went back on mute. You went back on mute, brother.
I'm going to come into my phone, man.
Okay. All right, go ahead. I think I can hear you now.
No. I'm gonna come into my phone, man, because this thing.
All right, Israel. Shalom. All right, just like Brother Daniel was saying, right? We got for some reason, right? Our people, we want to dress scantily clad these days. It's not the same as it was as back in the days of old. We got a lot of things going on with our nation. Salakia, for the technical difficulties, we got Brother Daniel. He's at an off-site location, so he's not with his regular setup. So we're dealing with a little bit of technical difficulties tonight. right? So Salakia. Brother Daniel will be back on in just a minute. But until he comes on, I guess I'm just gonna go ahead and get started because I wanted to chat with you guys a little bit tonight, right? Just dealing with the whole lesson, right? I was reading over the Willie Lynch and okay, there goes Brother Daniel. All right, there we go. All praises to the Most High. He's back. All right.
Hey, brother, can you hear me now?
Khan, loud and clear. Hey,
you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, brother, loud and clear.
Yeah, I had to come into my phone, man. Yeah, this thing is acting up pretty bad. So,
all right. Whatever scripture you need pulled up, just let me know, and I'll pull it up on my end.
Yeah, man. Go ahead, man. I got to figure out how to put this thing on speaker.
Okay, Khan. Oh,
so
you
I
got
hear
headphones?
You brothers, all right.
You got headphones? I don't think you can hear me.
All right.
Yeah. Yo, Ak, you got headphones? I don't think you can put it on speaker. All righty. Yeah. Did a little bit of technical difficulty tonight, Israel. Salakia. Right? Salakia. Well, anyways, I guess while we're getting this, I really don't want to get into the situation because I want this to get straightened out first before I take off because I don't want any interruptions. Brother Daniel, let me see. Hold up. What we got going on here? Well, Israel, we just, Shabbat Shalom. Yeah, we're still dealing with a little bit of technical difficulties. Brother Daniel's in and out. We're on an off-site location. Brother Daniel's on an off-site location, so we're having a little bit of trouble getting started. But we will be getting this thing underway. Well, all right. So, I guess while Brother Daniel was okay. So while we wait for Brother Daniel, as we see, right, it says the reckless modesty, wear, and appearance of our people, right? You know, all around it seems that Israel, we got a lust demon on our people, and for some reason we're just really, we're really big on sexual relations, right? Wearing scantily clad clothing. You know, it's pretty much having sex with everybody. You know, it doesn't matter what's going on, right? And we have a problem with modesty in our community, right? When you look out, right, sisters, they got on short dresses or, you know, short shorts or hardly nothing at all, or, you know, form-fitting outfits that you can see every damn thing. You leave nothing pretty much to the imagination, right? Now, the reason why, you know, we have things like that is because, well, the reason why we shouldn't do things like that, because in the scriptures, right? Hold up, give me a second. This is Brother Daniel. Let me see what we got going on. All right, he's dealing with his internet. Okay, he'll be on in a minute, Israel. Right. So, the reason why women are supposed to be in modest apparel, just like Brother Daniel was bringing out in the beginning, is because, you know, we tuck in a lot of information through our eyes, right? We take in a lot of information through our eyes. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull up a scripture. Psalms. Let me see. Present. Let me see here. Salakia, right? All right. All right. So I'm gonna go to Psalms 101, and we're gonna start with verse 3, and I'm gonna read verse 4 as well. It says, "I will set no wicked thing before mine eyes. I hate the work of them that turn aside. It shall not cleave to me. A froward heart shall depart from me. I will not know a wicked person." Right. So let's go ahead and pull up froward. Right. Let's go ahead and pull up froward in the in the blue letter Bibles. Give me a second right here, right? So let me get Psalms 101 in the blue letter, right? So we can pull up forward, right? Because we want to see what that means, right? Because that has, right? Oh, it's lucky. I guess I got to share the screen. All right, so stop, and we're going to give it a second for Brother Daniel to come on. So if you're just now coming on, Brother Daniel, he'll be here shortly. Right, we're dealing with a situation, dealing with his internet because he's at an off-site location. All right, so all right, boom. It says a forward heart, right? So we're gonna look at this word right here, forward, right? A twisted, a distorted, crooked, perverted, right? A false, crooked, forward, right here, right? Now, perverse. Right, a perverse heart, right? Why does the scripture say that, right? Why does the scripture say a froward heart shall depart from me? I will not know a wicked person, right? And in verse 3 it says, I will set no wicked thing before mine eyes. I hate the work of them that turn aside. It shall not cleave to me. And then right in the next verse it says a froward heart, meaning that what, right? We don't want to. If we're viewing the daughters of Israel, right, and they're wearing form-fitting dresses, right, or form-fitting attire, right, things that leave very little to the imagination, right, what is that doing, right? That is a perverse heart. That's going to lead nothing to the imagination. You're automatically going to start thinking about things that you shouldn't be, right? Far as if you saw a daughter of Zion and she was covered up, right? Then you'll be thinking more along the lines of, what does she have to say, right? What type of mentality does she have, right? You'll see that she's disciplined, right? Because you know that she's not just trying to advertise for every Tom, Dick, and Harry on the street, right? She's ready for that one special brother that keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, right? So, so like I said, we have a problem with our community, right? Because we are sick and we're laden with sin and we have a lust spirit upon us, right? Let me go ahead and share something with you, right? Now, this is this woman was a therapist, right? This woman was a licensed therapist, right? She was a licensed therapist, right? And it's sad because after she made a couple of videos talking badly about the brothers, she lost her job, right? But this woman at the particular time, she was a licensed therapist. So let's see the type of, the advice that she was telling our people, because she was a licensed therapist in the black neighborhoods, right? For our people, right? For our women, right? And also for our men, all right? So let's see the type of advice that she would be telling our people, right? And how this would equate to reckless modesty, wear, and appearance of our people, right? Let's go ahead and play the video.
I am completely and utterly baffled at the fact that me being a mental health professional and telling y'all to be sluts is just so groundbreaking.
Let's play that one more time. She said that she's a mental therapist, right? And she doesn't understand how that her telling us that it's okay to be sluts, right? Sluts and harlots. That is groundbreaking, right? Let's go ahead and play that back one more time.
I am completely and utterly baffled at the fact that me being a mental health professional and telling y'all to be sluts is just so groundbreaking. No one has ever affirmed that you can go bust that shit wide open and still be an okay person. Nobody affirmed for you that you can be the biggest slut that you want and still be okay. No one ever affirmed for you that you can bust it wide, bust it wide, bust it wide for a little bit of strange change if you wanted to, because that's your motherfucking prerogative. No one ever affirmed for you that you did strange change if you bust it wide.
She said
bust it wide, bust it wide. For a little bit of strange change if you wanted to, because that's your motherfucking prerogative. No one ever affirmed for you that you don't gotta fuck. Nobody ever affirmed for you that you don't.
Okay, right. Now, before we continue on, right, and I'm gonna play the rest of this little excerpt out from this woman's stuff, right? She goes on to say that no one told you that it's to bust it open, right, and to sleep with as many people as you want and do something strange for a bit of change, right? She says that nobody told you that it's okay for you to do that, right? We're clearly in the era, right, where what once upon a time were good, that now they are now they are bad, right? So if you try to tell somebody to cover up, right, not have sex outside of marriage or not doing anything of this nature, right, this is considered to be wicked, right? But now this person has it, right, and it's always our people, right? Notice there's always our people doing something crazy like this, right? You know what I'm saying? True, right? The heathens do this. I'm not saying that the heathens don't, right? But you know, our people are more than most, right? Our people more than most. All right. Outrageous. All right. Let's finish the video.
Have to entertain the dust mites out here in the street. Nobody ever affirmed for you that if you choose to fuck multiple people, that's your fucking prerogative as long as you're safe about it. Nobody ever.
Now she just said that if you choose to, now you know, we're gonna play one more. We're gonna continue playing.
Affirm for you that you can do that solo, that good, that nobody ever affirmed. Well, I'm affirmed. I am completely
okay. All right. Welcome back, Brother Daniel.
Can you hear me out?
Con, man. I got you now. I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just coming in through my phone. Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
All right, Con. All praises to the Most High.
Yep. Sorry about that, Israel. I had to put my this location I'm at, the Wi-Fi is really terrible. You would think technology and everything. You suppose it has some decent technology or something. So
Con.
Yeah, I got my headphones on now, so I'm good to go.
All right. Now, well, you know what? Let's play that video again just so we can get some of Brother Daniel's comments on that, right? All right, so lucky Israel, and then y'all that are trickling in. Trickle on in.
Yeah, go ahead and play that, replay that over again.
Con, all praises. All right, give me a second here. All right. All right. Sorry, Israel, we're gonna put you through this again, but right, this is wicked. All right.
I am completely and utterly baffled at the fact that me being a mental health professional and telling y'all to be slut is like just so like groundbreaking. No one has ever affirmed that you can go bust that shit wide open and still be an okay person. Nobody affirmed for you that you can be the biggest slut that you want and still be okay. No one ever affirmed for you that you can bust it wide. Bust it wide.
Hey, stop it right there for a minute.
For a little bit straight.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know what all you covered though, but she said that, you know, it's so many words. She's saying that it's nothing wrong with being the slut, being a whore, being all this stuff. Yeah, that's a disgrace to our forefathers. And you know, seeing all this stuff, it drives me up the wall. It drives me crazy, Israel. It's like no morals, no concern for this. It's self-hatred. It's self-hatred. How in the hell did we get to this point where we think like this, to the point where it's just okay to dress any kind of way you want to dress, go out there, screw any brothers you want to screw and everything, with no accountability. And you wonder why, you know, especially so many of our women and are ending up pregnant. Why? You know, because they're making choices, and it's all about choice. It's a choice. You can put this on the men all you want to. It boils down to choice. And if our people want to continue to choose to do wicked, and that's the problem. Our people know what to do. They know what right looks like. They know to do the right thing. But the problem is our people just won't do it. You know, sometimes people get mad at me and Brother A-Time because we always have to bring this stuff out. You know, why are you always getting on the people? Why are you always talking down to our people? No, we're not talking down to our people. We've never, ever talked down to our people. Only thing that we're doing is revealing wickedness through the scriptures. That's the main thing. And right here, she is telling on herself. She is telling on herself. She's pretty much telling this is what she wants the world to know. All right.
Like,
You
like,
you that damn proud of wickedness that you want to display it before the whole world? Go ahead, brother.
like Israel, like Israel. What y'all don't understand is that if this was in a time that the law was active, she'd be dead, right? She
Completely
couldn't even
dead.
be able to say anything like this or even come out of her mouth with any kind of foolishness like this because somebody would have killed her, right? To prevent and to stave off plague and punishment from the Most High, right? I don't know what's going on out here, right? So, you want to say anything else before I play this?
No, go ahead, man. Go
Con-
ahead,
con-
man. I got some more stuff I want to say. I want to hear what the rest of the stuff she's saying.
Outrageous.
Strange change if you wanted to, because that's your motherfucking prerogative. No one ever affirmed for you that you don't gotta fuck. Nobody ever affirmed for you that you don't have to entertain the dust mites out here in the street. Nobody ever affirmed for you that if you choose to fuck multiple people, that's your fucking prerogative as long as you're safe about it. Nobody ever affirmed for you that you can do that solo, that good, that it. No.
All right, that's good on that, right? Now, I want to bring out some scriptures. I just want to bring out a scripture real quick, right, concerning that. Now, she says at the end, right, and this is how we get. That's reckless immodesty right there, right? The scriptures say a harlot shall be accounted as spittle, right? But a married woman is a tower against death to her husband, right? It says a wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man, but a godly woman is given to him that feareth the Lord. So in other words, right, if you're out there, right, and you're taking part in women that have that type of behavior, right, what do you think is going to happen? A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man because you're behaving in a fashion that's wicked. That's not in tandem with the laws, statutes, and commandments that the Most High has given us. Man, you out the club, you busting it down.
Mm-hmm.
You out there, what I'm saying, doing the fetching step.
Yeah. And see, and that's what you call, and it goes for the brothers too. When it talks about be ye not unequally yoked, that's talking about, okay, you got brothers out there being wicked. We don't need to be around that stuff. If there's a brother out there being wicked, you need to depart from that brother. Go ahead and bring that up because I know he's going to bring that up.
What happened?
It says be. Oh, I thought you was going to bring that up. I thought you were going to
No.
bring that scripture out. But that's fine. But the scripture says, "Be ye not unequally yoked." People think that's talking about marriage. That has nothing to do with marriage. Israel, we have to. We're going to every day have to separate ourselves from wickedness. Period. Because this stuff is going to increase. It's going to increase, and it's going to keep on increasing. So don't. And I hate to sound like negative. I hate to sound this way, but for thousands of years, our people have been going through the same thing, just over and over and over. Just look at all the captivities we had to go through. Now, you would think that we would have learned our lessons, all right, especially after the Babylonian captivity. All right, the Egyptian captivity, okay, we started growing in numbers, and Pharaoh was like, "No, we got to enslave these boys." But these other captivities, Israel, come on now. We should have learned our lesson after the second one. Nope. Yep. Go ahead, brother. Bring it out.
Leviticus 19:29, right? It says, "Do not prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be a whore," right? Now, the men aren't necessarily prostituting their daughter out here to be a whore, right? Because it looks like that a lot of the fathers aren't really involved in lives in the first place. So the main part I wanted to hone in on the scripture was the second part where it says, "Lest the land fall to whoredom and the land become full of wickedness," right? So that means that if the daughters become whores, right, it says that the land is going to fall to whoredom, which is exactly what we have going on right now, right? You're walking around, you're wearing skin tight, you're wearing your damn near pajamas out on the street. You got booty shorts on, right? You got you got spandex, you got you got halter tops, right, man? You got all types of wickedness showing all kind of cleavage, booty cracks, butt cheeks, everything that you know that's immoral and that's wrong. And the land is doing what? The land has become full of wickedness. Brother Daniel,
you gotta ask, you gotta ask, how do we become that way? Because always, like, anytime that you see just a multitude of wickedness, you gotta ask yourself, where in the world did this come from? Because when you look back in the 50s and how our people dressed, how they behaved, how they operated, man, I remember stories of just, my elders, testifying how they could leave their houses, didn't have to lock the doors, all that stuff. I remember growing up in school when a little girl came in with a little skirt or something like that, they made her go home and put on a dress or came in with some shorts. And it's like where did all this stuff come from? This stuff didn't just happen overnight, Israel. And I know me and Brother Eitan, we've done several videos, lessons on this and how, this stuff just came about. We know that it was a progression of this degradation, welfare, this and that. Eventually to the point where we just somewhere down the line, we failed our people. The elders failed their people. And, compromise. That's the biggest thing. When a lot of people start compromising with wickedness, then one thing leads to another. And now we're down to, we're such at a low level now where people can just, especially our sisters, our women, can just display themselves in such a way, knowing that these brothers are out there lusting. All right, they already have, we're already mentally destroyed and everything. But then you presenting and you marching your body, across like some hooker. What you think brothers gonna do? What you think the Pookie and Ray Ray's gonna do? Yeah, they're gonna want a piece of that. And if you're willing to give it up, guess what? They're gonna get it. They're gonna move on. They don't care about you having a baby. You really think a Pookie and a Ray Ray cares about you having a baby, having their baby? They don't care. They're gonna move on to the next woman who's willing to let them in. So Israel, I don't know. It's just our people seems like they're just so gratified towards wickedness. What's it going to take? What's it going to take to get our people to just wake the hell up and just see what's really going on? Because it's happening way too many times. We're doing this stuff over and over and over, and you would think our people would just get tired of it. You would think, the systemic ghetto mentality would end some kind of way, but damn, it's getting worse. You know how many hoods we got across the U.S. and it's like all the hoods are the same, every last single one of them, baby mamas, baby mama jamas. We're gonna get it right. Go ahead, brother.
Well, Israel, the Willie Lynch letters, right? I'm gonna read a little portion of it, right? Because this was a diabolical, evil plot, right? This is evil. This was an evil, demonic plan that these heathen have conjured up from the depths of the wickedness, right? From the depths of their wickedness, they have conjured up an evil, demonic plan to try to destroy our people, right? After I read this, right, you'll see how they have implemented this plan and that it is now still today standing strong in our community, right? It's the exact same thing that we go through. That these heathen thought this out. Let me see something, right? Let me see. When was the Willie Lynch letter? When was the Willie Lynch letter created? Right? Let me see.
Hey, while he's doing that, I want to ask y'all, just put in the comment section, how many of y'all ever heard of the Willie Lynch letter or read the Willie Lynch letter? I'm just curious to see that if everybody who's in this comment or on this, we have about 40 people on right now. If you read this book or if you heard of it, just I'll put it this way. If you read this book, put a 1 in the comment. Because I'm just curious, because I every now and then I run across some of our brothers who's never heard of the Willie Lynch letter.
All right.
Which I find pretty ironic,
The Willie Lynch letter, it was written in 1712. All right. It was written in 1712.
All right, because what Brother Eitan's about to share with you, Man, I've read that Willie Lynch letter several times, and everything it still exists today. It's just more modernized. I mean, it's crazy, and you'll see when Brother Aton brings it out.
All right. Ooh-wee, man. Let me see if I can't make this bigger. I think that's. Let me see if I can.
I can see it clear on my end.
Okay, come on. Let me bring it a little bit down. Come on. Okay. We're gonna start now. There are plenty of pages in there, right? But the Willie Lynch letter is just it's pretty much this heathen, right? This heathen, he came up with a way to produce good, obedient slaves, right? He had like a handbook, right? He had like a handbook to come up with a way to produce obedient slaves. All right. Now, this part right here, we're going to deal with the breaking process of the African woman, right? We're talking about our sisters, our Israelite sisters, right? The daughters of Zion, right? The breaking process of the daughters of Zion, right? These are what these heathen have used years upon years upon years in order to put our people in the state of degradation that we are in today, right? Like we always say, right? How do you get through? It's just like Adam, right? Right? Adam was reached through his woman. You understand? That's how he was able to fall, right? Because it just can't be one person strong, right? The woman has to be strong as well, right? All right. So let's go ahead and let's read this real quick, all right? It says, the breaking process of the African woman, aka the Israelite or the daughters of Zion. It says, then take the female and run a series of tests on her to see if she will submit to your desire willingly, right? It's talking about these heathen, right? So they were going to run a series of tests on the sisters to see if she was going to submit to their desires willingly, right? It says, test her in every way because she is the most important factor for good economics. You see that right there, Israel? I want y'all to pay attention to this, right? It says, test her in every way because she is the most important factor for good economics, right? This is why they're very concentrated on trying to, cater to the sisters, right? Why it seems like, they're always over here with these, with these types of things, right? Hey, let's get up welfare, right? Get the brothers out of the home, and then we'll get a woman the checks, right? We're gonna play daddy government, right? It says, if she shows any signs of resistance and submitting completely to your will, do not hesitate to use the bullwhip on her to extract the last bit of bitch out of her. Take care not to kill her, for in doing so, you spoil good economics, right? You know what? Let's go to the word economics, right? So we know what this word means. All right, economics. All right, let me. It's lock here. All right. Let me see if I can't share this with you guys. Give me a second, Israel. Let me see. All right, economics, right? It says economics is the study of scarcity and its implications for the use. It says, and its implications for the use of resources, productions of goods and services, growth of production and welfare over time, and a great variety of other complex issues of vital concern to society, right? So that means she is the black woman, right? The Israelite woman, right? In the Willie Lynch letter, it says that that means that she is instrumental, right, to growing the production and welfare over time, right, of the nation, right? So let's go ahead. Let's go back to the let's go back to the letter, right? See, this is where all this stuff comes from, right? It says, if she shows any signs of resistance in submitting completely to your will, right? This is talking about the heathens, right? You know, these women are always talking about they want to date outside their race, or oh yeah, let's go to Zaddy, right? Let's see what Zaddy was doing. He said if she shows any signs of resistance and submitting completely to your will, do not hesitate to use the bullwhip on her to extract the last bit of bitch out of her. Take care not to kill her, for in doing so, you spoil good economics. When in complete submission, she will train her offspring in their early years to submit to labor when they become of age. That's the same thing that we got going on now, Israel, right? Understanding is the best thing. Therefore, we shall go deeper into this area of the subject matter concerning what we have produced here in this breaking process of the female nigger. We have reverse relationships. In her natural uncivilized state, she would have a strong dependency on the uncivilized nigger male, and she would have a limited protective tendency toward her independent male offspring, and would raise the female offspring to be dependent like her, right? Nature had provided time with this balance. Meaning what? Meaning that in the natural state, right, the sisters will automatically be dependent on the male. None of this strong, independent stuff, because that is against nature, right? So what these heathens are doing now, they're watching the natural state. Now, let's read right here. It says, we reverse the underlying part right here, right? The underlying part. It says, we talking about those heathen, reverse the nature by burning and pulling one civilized nigger apart and bull whipping the other to the point of death, all in her presence. Right? Now,
hey, before you go on, brother, I wanted to expound on a couple of things. Now, y'all hear what Brother Aton just read? Now, that's some serious stuff, because that stuff is still going on right now. Why do you think it was so expedient to weaponize the black woman? Now, you may say, okay, Brother Ben, what do you mean by weaponize the black woman? All right, I'm going to give you a few examples. All right, what happened during the women's movement, the women's, what you call that, liberation movement? All right, that started with the white woman because they felt like they can be equal to their white husbands. So then our sisters started kind of getting into that and everything. And then, of course, we know warfare. How was that weaponized? Because whenever you give or you empower any type of group of people over another, then you have weaponized that group. So warfare was such an important tool for white supremacy. Why? Because I'm going to read a verse to you right quick, and I'm going to show you why it was so expedient to weaponize the black woman. So if you go to Mark, and just go ahead and write this down, y'all, because I can't, I don't have any scriptures on the screen. But
you want to go to?
Go to Mark. Go to Mark chapter 3.
Mark 3. All right.
And we're going to look at verse 227, because we're going to see who was the strong man that the heathens had to bind up in order to tie him down. All right. Mark chapter 3, and I'm going to read verse 27. Because this is very important and conducive to what Brother Aton is reading here in this Willie Lynch letter. All right. It says, and again, this is Mark chapter 3 and verse 27. It says, and no man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he will first bind the strong man. Who was the strong man? That was Israel. That's us. And then he will spoil his house. So the perfect plan, weaponize the sisters, weaponize the black woman in order to help bind our brothers up. All right, let's kick them out the home. Let's criminalize them. All right, let us do these 3-strike laws. You're out and everything. Oh, by the way, let's go ahead and incentivize black women for divorcing their man, so that the woman can get the majority, get the full benefits. Can you hear me out? Am I still clear? Okay.
Yeah,
sure.
Loud and clear.
And so you got to understand the sequence here, Israel. And I know you hear us say this all the time. You're like, man, y'all always talking about the women, y'all always doing this. But you got to understand, the heathens knew that the only way that they can get to us is through our women. You got to understand that. Until you sisters start understanding that, you're not going to be able to humble yourselves. You're not going to be able to see the big picture. And that's the problem. Pride with our people is so strong right now. And when you talk to our sisters about this kind of stuff, they don't want to take it. They don't want to have no kind of accountability, you know, because they always put it on the men. Well, no, the heathens used our women. They weaponized our women simply to bind the brothers up. What do you think they was building all these private prisons for? You think they were building for women? Hell no. In order to put our people in there, you have to make it where you create hoods, so make it really easy for our people to commit crimes, like these old vagrants laws that they did when our people, when the chains came off, they started making all these vagrant laws and everything. If you were spitting on the ground, you got like 5 years. You get, you looked a white woman or a white man in the eye, you got like 10 years. They were coming up with all kinds of stupid stuff. Go watch the documentary Slavery by Another Name and 13th. And this is how they were getting our people, and they're still doing it today. And this is why, I mean, look, a man can go to jail if he doesn't pay child support. You know what I'm saying? But a woman can go free and she can get all the abortions she wants, get all the abortions, kill her baby and everything, and she just walks away scot-free. Nothing's wrong with that picture, Israel. All right, brother. I'll be ranting all day on this stuff.
Hey man, bring it out. Don't push the spirit. Don't push the spirit.
Yeah, but see, Israel, we got to see this stuff for what it is, Israel. And we're not just getting on the woman because we love our sisters. We love our beautiful black women. But sisters, you got to understand that you were the problem. You were the tool that the heathens used to destroy us. I will say it that way. Now I'll say it again. You were the tool that the heathens used to destroy these brothers. You can disagree with it all you want to, but it's the fact. And until you wake up and come to a conclusion, sisters, you can stop this stuff. But the problem is, I wish our sisters would have bound together and told these heathens to stuff that warfare, to stuff that warfare up your rear. We're not getting rid of it. We're gonna stick with our men. You know what kind of residents that would have sent, but instead, our people fell for the rope-a-dope. All right, and you look at us now. The heathens got us warned against. He got us fighting. Got us just warned against one another. Got these women so hard up in their pride. And why do you think they push all of this professionalism amongst the women? This careerism, if there's such a word. You know what I'm saying? While the brothers are constantly being emasculated, downgraded, and this is why they're pushing feminism so hard, the feminist movement so hard amongst our people. Israel, their goal is to completely destroy desecrate the black man, the so-called Israelite man. That is their ultimate goal. And when Brother Eitan was bringing this out, it just made me think about a lot of things that are still happening right now. That is coming from this Willie Lynch letter. This stuff is Israel. This stuff ain't no joke. We are seeing this in real time. Even though this was written over 300 years ago, we're seeing this stuff in real time. And that's
diabolical, man.
Yeah,
diabolical and demonic.
No, man.
All right.
Go ahead, get some more of that out.
All right. It says, by her being left alone, unprotected, with the male image destroyed, the ordeal caused her to move from her. Now, I want y'all to understand, true, right? Y'all were left unprotected, right?
Mm-hmm.
That
was the whole purpose.
That's right. That's right.
That was Israel. That was the whole purpose of the heathens, was to leave y'all unprotected, so that you all could feel like, oh man, we need to come up. That's what they wanted. They sat down and they planned this thing from the very beginning. The scriptures are clear, Israel, in Psalms 83. It says let us cut them off from being a nation, for they are confederate against thee. Man, I just wish our people would just wake up and just see, just to see the truth, see the big picture. But sometimes our people, not everybody, but some of our people are just so narrow-minded. They can't see, especially these women, they cannot see that they were the tool that was used to be weaponized against the Israelite man. And until you see that, our people are never going to wake up. All right.
Now, just to go out with the script, it says now in the very beginning, right before all the madness was going on and everything like that, right? We used to keep the commandments, and the Lord said, right, part of the blessings, and the Lord shall make thee the head and not the tail, and thou shalt be above only, and thou shalt not be beneath. If thou hearken unto the commandments of the Lord thy God, which I command thee this day to observe and to do them. Unfortunately, right, as we see that we was getting our ass whooped to the point that our females, they lost confidence in us as brothers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the scriptures say that in verse 43 and verse 44, right? The scriptures say what, right? We're supposed to have those blessings, but instead it said, the stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. And not just low. The Most High said very low. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. We don't have any black banks. You ain't lending these heathen nothing. It says he shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail.
That's right.
The scripture said we're going to be the tail. All right, let's continue reading. It says, her being left alone, unprotected, with the male image destroyed, the ordeal caused her to move from her psychological dependent state, right? Her psychological dependent state was what? When she was psychologically, meaning that she was mentally, right, on a dependent state on the Israelite man, right? Now she's not like that. It says that it caused her to move from her psychological dependent state to a frozen independent state. Now, what do they always say? I'm strong and independent, right? So now it caused her from when she was psychologically dependent, meaning her mentally, physically, everything, she was dependent on the Israelite man. Now the heathens have implemented a demonic plan to turn you from the feminine, dependent, respectful sister that you had, and you had love for the brother. Now what they've done is turn you to a single, right, independent entity that runs on your own will, on your own ideas, and your own leadership. It says it's to move her from a psychological dependent state to a frozen independent state. In this frozen psychological state of independence, she will raise her male and female offspring in reversed roles. This is the exact same thing that we're dealing with today, Israel.
Israel, check this out. Okay, that statement right there, I can tell you right now, that's what you call single motherhood. Reverse roles where the child is being raised up by a single woman. No woman can ever teach a boy how to be a man. You can't. And again, Israel, all of this stuff is from systemic planning. Goodness, boy, these heathens did a number on our people. They've sat down and planned this thing from the beginning. They knew that if they could take the Israelite brother out the home, it's like, we got him, because they know. I'm telling you, they know. And you can look this up, you can research this, but it is a proven fact that black fathers are the strongest fathers. They have the best results. They raise their kids the best out of any other nation on the face of the earth. And that's a straight up fact, Israel. And the heathens knew that if they could take these brothers out and use the women to weaponize the women, that's what they would do. And also, I want to bring out something what Brother Eitan was reading in his Willie Lynch letter. Made the woman feel completely independent, because think about it. Now, y'all all know the term buck breaking. All right, y'all know the term buck breaking. We don't even got to go into details on that. but the man was embarrassed in front of his whole family, like just totally disrespected in front of his kids, in front of his family. Can you just imagine, Israel? I'm going to paint a picture for you here in a minute. All right, I'm going to paint a picture for you here. Just imagine, just put yourself back in the shoes of our people back during slavery. I'm talking about when it was going hardcore. All right, just imagine. I'm going to talk to you brothers. All right, you brothers that are on this live feed right now. Just imagine you being married, or you were allowed to be married to your Israelite woman. But then at any time, your slave master can come in there and rape your woman, rape your wife right there in front of your kids.
Right.
How do you think?
No.
How do you think that would make you feel? You would be so damn enraged. Like I can't even imagine like the just even now in this current time, I can't even picture it without myself ripping that dude's head off. And see, and this is what they did to our people, Israel. This is what they did to our people to make us feel so damn shame. And they masculated the men so much. And it's like in front of our women. And so it's like the women had no other choice. It's like because they saw how our men were being degraded. And it just during time, it just made them like, okay, we can't, there's nothing we can do. Our man can't save us. And, and this was this whole notion where, people get that, the men are black men are losers, but it comes from this systemic of slavery that is still inbound in our people. All right. So when he's reading this Willie Lynch letter and he's bringing it out like this stuff, it's like I see all the implications. I see all the notations that are being read in this letter still being practiced today. Now we might not have chains on our feet and on our hands, or no slave master is going to bust in your house and rape your wife. But at the same time, they're doing it through the gangster rap. They're doing it through emasculation. They're doing it through feminism. So Israel is pretty much the same thing. People just don't want to see it that way.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get your kids if you married and if your wife decides to divorce you. I mean, she damn nearly have to be strung out on drugs, on crack, and half dying in order for you as a brother to get those kids. 9 times out of 10, she is going to get the kids. She is going to get probably over half your retirement or whatever. She's going to get child support. Or back in the day, if a woman left a marriage, she left what she came with. Absolutely nothing. So, and I know this lesson is about the reckless of wear and appearance of our people, but Israel, you got to understand all of this stuff leads to what you see today, what you see in our people today. And this is why, we're dealing with such wickedness in this, because we refuse to turn from our wicked ways. We refuse. Our people, our sisters, collectively, and we're not talking about the righteous sisters. We're not talking about the Sarahs. We're not talking about the Proverb 31s, but we're talking about our sisters. Refuse, because until these sisters take accountability, well, you may say, well, how can I take accountability when the man is the head? Well, sisters, the way you take accountability is that you're going to have to repent. You're going to have to acknowledge that you were used as a weapon against the Israelite man. That's where it's going to have to start. And keep your legs closed, period.
Ooh, man, Israel, I'm trying to tell you this stuff right here is just remember now, this was thought up, or the Lynch letter was thought up and addressed to the folks in 1712, right? And just like Brother Daniel was saying, right, the appearance of our people, they have shaped the appearance of our people starting back for that where we are right now. They started this back in the 1700s. They have shaped the appearance of our people. Where we look is that the black man doesn't lead the home, right? We have the women running around in our community saying that they're the backbone of our community, right? They're the backbone because they do not want to submit, right? Nobody asked them to be the backbone. of any community, of anything like this, right? What is going on? They have drank the Kool-Aid of the government nonsense, right? So we're gonna continue reading. It says, by her being left alone, unprotected, with the male image destroyed, the ordeal caused her to move from her psychological dependent state to a frozen independent state. I'm a strong independent black woman. In this frozen psychological state of independence, she will raise her male and female offspring in reversed roles, right?
That's right.
This is why we have in our community, the mothers are always soft on the sons, but they're harder on the daughters, right?
That's crazy.
Raising them to be just like them, harlots. I can do what I want. I don't have to listen to no damn man. It says, for fear of the young man's life, she will psychologically train him to be mentally weak and dependent, but physically strong, right?
Yep.
That's us all day, Israel. That's the same situation that we're dealing with today. And this was addressed back in the 1700s. Because she has become psychologically independent, she will train her female offspring to be psychologically independent. What have you got? You've got a nigger woman out front and the man behind and scared. This is a perfect situation for sound sleep and economics, right? The reason why they said sound sleep there is because they didn't like that we used to stay up while they were sleeping, right? So by raising the Israelite woman the way that they did in a position that a man is supposed to have, right? They don't have to be afraid, right? Because the Israelite woman is raising their men, right? Because they don't have a father figure in the home or anything of that nature, right? They're raising the men to be cowards, right? Emotional, noodle back ass niggas that can't do anything.
That's
right?
crazy.
It says, before the breaking process, we had to alertly on guard at all times. You see that? Before the breaking process. And what is the breaking process? The breaking process is putting the woman in front of the man, right? Creating the strong black independent woman persona is the breaking process of our community, right? Because before then, when the brothers were leading, they had to be on alert and on guard at all times. But because they have tricked y'all and y'all have bowed to the will of the heathen and refused to let go of the mantle of the wickedness, y'all have still, to this very day, have been the detriment and the downfall of Israel. It says, before the breaking process, we had to alertly be on guard at all times. Now we can sleep soundly. For out of frozen fear, his woman stands guard for us, right? Which is why you see the sisters running around with these damn horse wigs on, wearing and emulating these heathens' hair. When Jeremiah 10 says what? We do not follow the ways of the heathen, right?
That's right.
Proverbs says what? Envy not thou oppressor and choose none of his ways.
Choose none of the ways. And that's why, Israel, you got to always ask yourself, anytime you see our people modeling after the heathens, you got to ask yourself, where did that come from? You know, and I hear a lot of women say that, well, at one time, you know, because black men, they like white women, so black women started shaping their hair and fashion after white women. You know, no, that's not true. When you look at the percentage of black men, you have a lot of black men who still like black women. You know, that's only a small percentage, and that's been proven to be fact. You know, by beholding, you become change. And Israel, as long as we're in this country, you know, I should say this, scattered to the four corners and under the thumb of these damn heathens. You know, we're going to continue. It's like our people are going to continue to progress towards their captives. That's what you call Stockholm syndrome. When you get to the point where, and this is a perfect Willie Lynch letter, Stockholm syndrome is when you get to the point where you everything that your slave masters are doing to you, they can beat the hell out of you, everything. You think, you get to the point where you think that's normal and it's okay, you know, and you willing to protect your master at any cost. When what was his name? Nat Turner. Nat Turner, when he was going through, he was trying to get up, but so many people were scared. So, you know, he only had a few people that started off. But then you had these coons, black people trying to protect their masters because Stockholm syndrome is real. And you look at it today, you know, our people wouldn't even, you look at these brothers out in the street that are killing one another. All right, let me see them go into a sundown town and do a drive-by shooting. They wouldn't do anything like that. Let them go in some rich white neighborhood and do a drive-by shooting. They wouldn't even dream of doing something like that, but they'll kill their own people at the drop of a dime. And to see it, and that's what this whole thing did to us, Israel. And I don't know if brother bring it out probably, but I know I read the whole Willie Lynch letter. And what they would do, one of the techniques, there's so many techniques that they use. They would pit our people against one another. They would give incentives if our people told on their own people if they were trying to escape, or even if they were talking about escaping, or if they had a meeting or something like that, you know, people would get, you know, people would snitch on you, or they would get rewarded for snitching, or they would get to sleep in the house or whatever, or they would sleep in a better cabin or something like that. But it just goes to show you the degradation of our people. Mm-hmm. And this is still going on today, you know. Thou shalt not kill. That includes hating your brother. When you hate your brother, you have killed, in your mind, you've killed your brother. That's a serious punishment. All right. And same for you, yeah, and same for you sisters. Go ahead, brother.
God. All right. Where we leave off, right? It says, now we can sleep soundly, right? So now, right, because they have broken the black woman, right? They've broken the sisters. Mm-hmm. They turned them against us, right? And now I know y'all probably was like, well, you know, this happened over 300 years ago. You know, this was way back in the 1700s. Hey, there's no way in hell this is the same thing that's going on today. Well, guess what, Israel? It is. And we're going to continue reading and we'll see that it is. All right. Mm-hmm. Anyone with a modicum of common sense can see that what I'm reading right now is exactly what we're going through as a community, right? It says, now we can sleep soundly. For out of frozen fear, his woman stands guard for us. Dang, right? We don't even have our own woman. They're working for the heathen. All right. Insurgents. It says he cannot get past her infant slave. That means from the baby, from the toddler, from the very beginning. Right? He has already had your brain, right? Malleable, you know what I'm saying? Malleable, right? And all of a sudden now it's programmed to do the heathen's bidding. Right? He is a good tool. Hey, don't you say nothing against that white man. Hey, work hard for the white man at that job there, boy. All right. Now get ready to be tied to the horse at a tender age. By the time a nigger boy reaches the age of 16, he is soundly broken in and ready for life's sound and efficient work and the reproduction of a unit of good labor force. Continually, though the breaking of the breaking of uncivilized savage niggers, these damn heathens, boy, they stand some high stuff about us. Wife can't wait till how she got to come back and put these bastards in chains. Oh Lord! It says, though the breaking of uncivilized savage niggers by throwing the nigger female savage into a frozen psychological state of independency by killing the protective male image by creating a submissive, dependent mind of the nigger male savage, we have created an orbiting cycle that turns on its own axis forever. Mm-hmm. Damn. All right. You see that, Israel? These heathen have created an orbiting cycle that turns on its own axis forever.
Psalms 80. Yep. Psalms 80. Man, Psalms 83 full in effect.
Right? And we see that this same situation is taking place still today. So these heathen did a hell of a number on us, Israel.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
You know what? I want to repeat what you said. Go back to that last word you said. Repeat, which was a word you use when something keeps repeating itself.
Or orbiting cycle.
Yes, orbiting cycle. Now another word you can use too is perpetuate. Perpetuate, it means to constantly repeat over and over and over. Just like I was mentioning earlier, I didn't want to break your stride. Did you have anything? Yeah, I mean, I'll wait till you're done.
No. Go ahead. I wanted to show how exactly how that situation of the Willie Lynch letter. Now, this is just more than, this is just a small microcosm of our community, right? But just to show how that particular Willie Lynch letter still transpires in today, right? There was a show, right? And I was watching. Now you see the sister right here on the end. There's a sister right here on the end, right here on the right hand side, right? Now there's nothing else but heathens in here, right? Now there's a sand nigga that's the host, and then there's another coon coon Israelite on the end, right? Now we're going to watch, right? Because the question is, this brother's going to ask, right? All these heathen women at the table, I don't know, at least 10 or better. Do they desire family or do they desire career, right? Let me see here. Let me make sure the volume's up on this crap. All right, here we go.
I think the better way to ask this question so that we can act a real assessment of what's better is if you had to pick one of the two, prioritize, would it be career or would it be family and children? Yeah. Which one?
I'd prioritize family.
What about you?
Family.
But you're 25. It's over for you.
26.
What about you?
26. It's more.
I think the coolest, most impactful thing anyone is ever going to do with their life, especially women, is raising a family.
What about you? Career or family, if you had to pick one of the two? Or put one on the prioritization. Which one is number two? Which one is number one and which one is two?
Honestly, I value having a career because men come and go.
And
destroyed. Now, of course I can waste time and play all the rest of the responses, right? But you can go ahead on your own time and then you can watch this particular episode or whatever, and you'll see, at this particular, all the rest of the heathen around the table, they say family. All right. You see how the Willie Lynch letter has taken full effect in our community, right? Right. This woman says men come and go. Hold on, right? Because they have lost faith in the Israelite man. Hold on. Let me play that real quick.
They don't talk about that part.
Let me ask you this. When you were in your 20s, did you have that same point?
Is ever going to do with their life?
Honestly, I value having a career because men come and go.
And
they don't talk about that part.
Let me ask you this.
Right. You heard what she said. Men come and go. They don't talk about that part. That's the exact same thing that we got done reading, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the exact same thing that we've got done reading. Because the male image is destroyed, this is how the average black woman looks at the average Israelite brother, right, man? We're fighting a battle on all fronts, Israel, right? This is crazy. Men, they come and go.
Israel, people don't understand. I had a debate with the heathen on this stuff. I says, the brothers, Israelite brothers, we're born with one felony when we come into this world, and that's our black skin. That's a straight up facts. All right. The hoods were designed. The hoods were created to create a stigma and a whole what you call a black hole for our people to continue to be slaves. With the breeding fields for private prison. Israel, you got to understand the tactics that these heathens use. Now they know that it's going to be a few brothers that's going to make it out. They might go be a professor or something like that, or play in professional sports. But really, that's sad, Israel, when we get so reduced down to like you only have a few people that only make it out, and they're dribbling the ball down the field or throwing the football, some pigskin. You know what I'm saying? I mean, stuff is crazy. So when we're talking about this war that's against the men, this thing is intense, and it's getting more and more intense. And I told you earlier, Israel, they're bringing all these immigrants because their plan is to bury Israel. And it's like every day, you know what I see what's happening to our people? It's like every day they're turning to a life of crime and a life of begging. That's what our people are being reduced down to now, collectively. All right. Of course, you got some fews, who are doing good for themselves and everything. But you think these celebrities, you think Jay-Z, you think Denzel Washington, you think Morgan Freeman, you think Forrest Whitaker are gonna band together and create a black utopia to help our people? Hell no, because they're under the thumb of their heathens, of their heathen slave masters. Well, you use a good use a good black man. I'm gonna give you a little money as long as you don't be trying to you don't be trying to rejuvenate your people. Come on, you can't. All these folks got all this fame and everything, But that's goes to show you what you're dealing with. When you're dealing with house Negroes, same thing back during slavery. I'll treat you good and everything, and if you got to snitch on your people, you're gonna have to keep them. You're gonna have to keep them in bondage.
God.
And that's what's happening. Kevin Hart, biggest coon out there, but they're all part of the prop. They're all part you use as a tool to keep our people in bondage.
I want to read something else, right? That was on this Willie Lynch letter I forgot about, right? It says the Negro marriage unit, right? I just want to read the part that I got highlighted. It says the one with the female offspring will teach her to be like herself, independent and negotiable, right? Because when we got the sisters at the white man job, they're not out there acting a damn fool. They're doing what the white man tell them to do at the job, and they ain't acting up, right? If we could get the sisters to treat the brothers like they treat their damn boss at work, we wouldn't have a problem.
Wow.
Right? We would not be having a problem. But the way that they treat the white man at a job establishment, or just when they just see them on the street, that has been ingrained in them from the beginning, right? It says the one with the female offspring will teach her to be like herself, right? And this has to do with the appearance of our people. This is how we look to the outside. This is why we don't get any respect, right? Because this has been ingrained and trained since the early 1700s. It says the one with the female offspring will teach her to be like herself, independent and negotiable, right? So she's going to be easily convinced by the white man, right? Hey, take this check right here, and you kick the man out the house. He can't do nothing because we zaddy, we daddy government. We'll take care of you. We don't want you to rely on the image of the Israelite man, because they know that the image of the Israelite man, when we're more than capable to the point that when we had 40 acres, right, which was our Black Wall Street, they came through and what, man, they put napalm bombs on that because we was doing big things over there. That's what happens when you let the Israelite man take the leadership position and you fall back like you're supposed to. Right? And
speaking on that, even after they bombed it and everything, those brothers, they rebuilt that town, but they didn't put that in the history books. They rebuilt that town back in the 1940s, in the late 30s and early 1940s. Then you started seeing Black Wall Streets come up across the Midwest, and Tulsa, Oklahoma was not the only Black Wall Street. But I'm gonna tell you what happened when they saw how damn resilient our people were. They came up with the bright idea: let's do integration. Let us do integration, so that they would never again decide to separate and build. Because when you implant integration in our people, and this goes along with this Willie Lynch letter, when you integrate integration with our people are now going to have the mindset, oh brother, why we should all come together. We can work together. No, show me in the Torah where the Most High used Israel to coexist and work with the other nations. You're not going to see it. It's not going to happen, Israel.
God. All right, so it says independent and negotiable, meaning that what? Yeah, the independent Black woman, she likes to negotiate with the heathen, right? So that's automatically going to cause some kind of strife between the man and the woman, that particular of our nation, and that dynamic, right? So the appearance of our people, man, is reckless, right? And it says we negotiate with her, through her, by her, and negotiate at her will. The one with the nigger male offspring, Salaki, the one with the nigger male offspring, she being frozen with a subconscious fear for his life will raise him to be mentally dependent and weak, but physically strong. In other words, body over mind, right? It's supposed to be mind over body, but instead, right? Now, it's genius how these heathen have done this, because if you look at it, right, they play to her motherly instincts, because you know, this is why if you look in the scriptures, the fathers are the disciplinaries, right? The father is the one that beating the son with the rod, right? The father is the one that's putting the discipline forth, right? Because you can't let the mothers do it, because you know they have you know, they're ruled with emotions and compassion, and they like to nurture, right? So they're not going to want to give the beatings, right? But you know, beatings is how you learn, right? You know, you're going to learn that the stove is hot if you you know, if you touch it. You know, fire teaches. You know, that's just what it is. That's what we got to go through the fire, right? The Most High, what he do with our people, man, constantly beat us all through the wilderness for 40 years, right? That's just how it goes, right? So we see right here that our people, right, that we're suffering at the hands of these damn heathen, right, that have beat us down from the very beginning. And now what they have done is used, right, our females, right, our sisters as insurgents, right, secret agents to work for them unwittingly, right, to weaken the nation by playing on their emotions, right, to thinking that, hey, let me raise my son to be physically strong but mentally weak, so he don't buck up against these heathen. Right?
That's not even a secret anymore. Now it's just plain sight.
God, right? Yeah, man, these brothers rather shoot you than fight. You know that. You know, these brothers, a lot of brothers are feminine out here, right? Can't take an insult, right? All in their emotions.
But think about how dangerous. Think about how dangerous that is, though, Israel. When you got a brother, I'll say this: not just one brother. I'm talking about a group of brothers that has been raised by women, and they're all in their emotions. That is a recipe for disaster. Like, just straight up. Like back in the days, if we, you know, brothers had an issue or had a beef, man, we would, you know, look, let's go to the wood line. Go to the wood line, and that'd be it. Shake hands afterwards. You know, but now it's like, man, I just an amount of just foolishness I see. Like acting like women, just arguing back and forth like women. Never seen no stuff like that, but that's what we're seeing.
The book of Sirach, chapter 18, right? We'll refer to the first 3 verses. It says, "He that liveth forever hath created all things in general," right? "The Lord is only righteous, and there is none other but he.
That's right.
Who governeth the world with the palm of his hand, and all things obey his will. For he is the king of all, by his power, dividing holy things among them from profane." Right? Now, what does that mean? That means that, you know what profane is? Profane is those things that offend the Most High, right? Profane is things that offend the Most High. So what? If you're not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, what are you doing? You're an offense to the Most High. And he says that he's going to divide the holy things from the things that are profane. All right? Do you want to get divided from the Most High because you can't keep the commandments and you got that damn lust demon on you and you can't get it off you? Or that you got, you know, you still have the spirit of these heathen on you, when you know deep down in your soul that you see all the other nation of women acting a certain way, right? But you want to act totally contrary to nature, right? Now, we just brought up in that very in-depth, reading of the Willie Lynch letter that was propagated back in the early 1700s, that we see that these heathen have had a plan for our sisters from the very beginning, because that is a way to destroy a nation, right? That is a way to destroy a nation. Let's see, right?
Israel, that's why, brother was talking about the commandments. That's why it's so important to wear your fringes. All right. And I'm just gonna, brother. I don't know if you had anything, but I'm just gonna bring this scripture out right quick.
Go ahead, Doc.
Numbers 15, and I'm gonna start with verse 37 because we have to understand. Like some people may say, well, why do why you get? Look, the scripture tells us to wear our fringes, and there's a reason behind that. All right. So I'm gonna start with verse 37, Numbers 15. It says, and Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations. What does that mean? Throughout their generations? That means continually. It didn't stop. This didn't stop after the Hamashiach died. Died on the tree or cross or whatever. It didn't stop. Keep on going. And that they put upon the fringe of the border a ribbon of blue. Now get this. It says, and it shall be unto you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it and resemble all the commandments of Yahweh, and do them, and that ye seek not after your own heart and your own eyes, after which ye use to go whoring. All right. And it says again that ye may remember. Why is remembrance so important? So that you don't forget and do all my commandments and be holy unto your God. These if you study the tabernacle, the fringes were supposed to represent the curtains of the tabernacle. All right. And so Israel wearing the fringes is so important because when you look down upon them, you never forget. You always remember. All right. So when brother brought out that, about profaning, it's like, how can we say that we love the Most High, but yet we don't even keep the commandments? And the scripture says the commandments are not grievous. The commandments tells you to dress modesty, sisters. Dress modesty. It says, do not wear anything pertaining to a man. A woman should not even be wearing pants, period. All right. And men should not be wearing women's apparel.
You know what? Right, it's Salakia, right? While I'm on it, we're still waiting for more pictures to be sent in, dealing with the fringes, right? While Brother Daniel was on those fringes. Mine of the brotherhood at gmail.com. Get those pictures sent in, Israel. Get those pictures sent in. Right. Right.
We shouldn't be ashamed of our heritage, Israel. If you're ashamed of your heritage, then quite frankly, then you just need to go on back out there and just be like the heathens and just be content with that.
The book of Sirach, right? I got one. The book of Sirach, first chapter, right? We're going to start with verse 14. It says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and it was created with the faithful in the womb, right? You hear that? It says, and it was created with the faithful in the womb. Right, that's what right, if you automatically gonna know if you a child of the Most High, right? If you got fear, right, that you out there doing something that you're not supposed to be doing, or you have something that's deeply bothering your conscience, you out there when you just doing stuff you ain't supposed to be doing, right? It says the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and it was created with the faithful in the womb, right? So that's going to be something that's going to be with you from the beginning, right? Wisdom raineth down skill and knowledge of understanding, and knowledge of understanding, and exalted them to honor that hold her fast. The root of wisdom is to fear the Lord, and the branches there are a long life. All right. The fear of the Lord driveth away sins, and where it is present, it turneth away wrath. Now, this is things that are all going to be from the womb, right? Because the scriptures will say what? They said this was created with the faithful from the womb, right? Because the Most High, he's already, before time immortal, he already knows who's going and who's not, who's going to be able to stand the test and who's not. This is why Hamashiach was able to tell Satan, yo, man, you peep Job, you see what Job's been doing, right? Put Job on Front Street. Job was just minding his own business, and all of a sudden now he's on Front Street getting the put to the test by the king of the demons, right? Satan himself. You see what I'm saying, right? That's because from time immortal, right? It said the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and it was created with the faithful from the womb. Job had that faithfulness from the womb. This is why he was able to outlast, right?
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with you brothers and sisters out here that join in week in and week out, right? You got that wisdom, right? It was created from the faithful from the womb, right? Don't let nothing hold you back from keeping these commandments, right? You got to make haste to keep them, right? Don't wait another day. If you feel
That's
that,
right.
you know, nothing is holding you back, Israel. You don't know if you're going to live tomorrow. You don't know. You're not going to know if you're going to be alive next week.
That's straight up facts.
So it behooves each and every one of you to get on these laws, statutes, and commandments today. If you a sister, hey, cover up. Cover the hell up. Stop going out of the house, right? And in booty shorts. Stop going out of the house in spandex. That's wicked.
And sisters, that's even more so on you, because that is so vital, because you may not think, you may think that stuff is okay in our sisters. And I'm not mostly referring to the ones who are in the comments, because you all, you know, we have mostly older women that's on our feed. But you know these younger generations, you know that when they have that wicked apparel on, of course brothers are going to lust. Pookies and Ray-Rays are going to come out from every corner. The sisters, you have no idea the power of your apparel. All right, you can use it either for righteousness or either for wickedness. And when our sisters use their apparel for wickedness, then it causes a whole generation to be degraded and go down. Because why would you prostitute yourself out there like that in that kind of apparel, knowing good and well that brothers are going to look, and it's like you want that attention. Yeah, you have the attention, and that's even wicked in itself. That's like Eve knowing good and well that whatever she had, whatever she ate of, was going to affect Adam. She knew this. She knew this. With all that, she knew it, Israel. And it's like it just amazes me the knowledge of wickedness that some of these people can have and convince themselves that they're still doing right. That's just like the top of the wickedness. Stuff is crazy, Israel. And I'm telling you, the Most High says judgment will start at the house of Yahweh. And I'm telling you, sometimes I wonder, Israel, it's like, I'm like, every day I'm sitting here just amazed, like, how are we still a people of the Most High? How in the world are we still a people? Like, I'm just applaud of the wickedness that is constantly being allowed within our people. It blows my mind to no pair, because it's like, man, listen, now people are getting worse. It's like, can it get even worse? Yeah, it's gonna get worse. It's gonna get a lot worse before it gets better.
Well, Israel, I don't got too much more. This is the last scripture for me. You know, the scriptures say, right, like we say, the reckless modesty, wear, and appearance of our people, right? We have to cut it out, right? The sexual immorality, the women leading the community, because they're leading us straight into the pits of hell. That's what they're leading in. Every brother that dies, every sister that dies, right, without knowing the law, without knowing the law, statutes, and commandments, right, you're leading us straight into the lake of fire. It says, there shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel, right? So if you're a tranny, right, you like to, you know what I'm saying, you like to go through the back door, hey, guess what, right? Your ass is going to the back door of hell. That's where you going, right? Because we got to get rid of you. All you wickedness, all the folks that refuse to repent, you think that you know better than the Most High God. You'll think, oh, those rules are back, and those are old rules. The old way are the right ways, right? The Most High don't change at all. It's going to be the same. Only thing you niggas doing right now is stressing grace, right? You're putting the stress on grace. We got all these women raising up the communities, right? all the women in church, but they don't read the Bible. That's what I don't understand. How you got all these Christian women in the church, but they don't wear the Bible? You know what I'm saying? But they're not reading the Bible. They don't know none of the rules, and none of them married, and damn near every single one of them are damn baby mamas. What's going on here? Right? This stuff has to come to a stop. Look at all the brothers that are even in those churches, those Christian churches. They're effeminate. They're letting the women lead. They're not pushing what the Most High says. We got a problem, Israel. There's got, you know, and then we need the few and the strong that are available in our community. They got to stand the hell up. You sisters out there, that are of age and have some wisdom, right, from reading these scriptures, y'all got to stand the hell up and get on these young harlots. Y'all got to get on them because they are by far the downfall of Israel. You can't have these young hoes raising up the sons and the daughters going by the blueprint of the Willie Lynch letter. The men have to return back to the home for us to get out of this situation. That means y'all have to submit. Submission is godly. Submission is godly. We submit to God. Y'all have to submit to the man. That's just how it is. I don't understand why we don't get this. Every other nation does that. And look at them. They're thriving in you know, styling and profiling. Well, look at us. I mean, like, it's so sad. Yeah, you know, I'm gonna bring on one more thing, right? It's sad because when I look at it, I'm like, if you look at damn near every label, right, all these instructions and everything like that, now we got a dual language. We got the dual language of these damn Mexicans, right? They're not even the folks that were original. Where's our damn language at? If anything, we should have a dual language with the folks that was here that built up the damn country. Where's our language at? You see what I'm saying? Like, we are surely at the very bottom. Like, so we are very low, like the scriptures say. We will get very low below the heathen and they will get above us. It's a damn shame, man. I'm sick of it. Go ahead, Doc.
You know, single motherhood is our state of emergency. Literally, within the Israelite community, it is a state of emergency. What's the next higher up from the state of emergency? This thing is a unprecedented pandemic. This thing is such a curse within our people. It's just unreal. The amount of what is it now? 76 point something % of all babies born, Israelite babies born, are born to unwed mothers. Why? Because they're drinking the Kool-Aid. They've been fed that this whole mentality of go out and get as much sex as you want and have as many babies as you want. Your sugar daddy's going to take care of you, the welfare, the government. This is the thing, Israel. And we see this, and we see the horror. We see the effects of this in full time. I mean, it's happening. There's not it's like every single sister I see just about on the streets is a baby mama. It's like, how in the hell did we get to this point? It's irreversible, Israel. I'm just going to be straight up. It's irreversible. And when I say irreversible, I'm talking about as far as these women trying to change their ways, you know, and trying to reverse this stuff. The only way that it's going to be reversed is it's going to have to die out. The Most High is going to let this thing ride until the wheels fall off. And until there's a small remnant left, Israel. Now I truly understand why now it says only a remnant. Only a remnant. Only 8 people. Think about it. You mean, and me and Brother Aton was talking about this. We were talking about this about a week ago. You have damn nearly, we don't even, I mean, man, who knows how many people were upon the face of the earth before the flood? Probably billions. You mean to tell me only 8 damn people? And that was Noah and his family? I'm like, damn. It almost, the story almost seems unreal. But, throughout the scripture, it's always been a small group of people. So these boys now all the ones who died before, like Methuselah, of course, they were righteous brothers, you know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about the ones who are alive right before the flood. So them brothers beat a damn dead horse for 120 years. And only 8 people were saved. And that was Noah's family. That's a damn shame, Israel.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Lot. You know, even Abraham was conversing with Hamashiach. Hey, would you save? You know, what if you found like 10? We started going down. I'm like, damn, 10. He went down to like 5 or something like that, 3. And it's like, dang, not one, righteous in Sodom. So what that goes to show you, Israel, when you look at our people today, and if the same angels were to come back and we try to plead with them, is there one sister, is there one brother in these hoods? What if the Most High said, I can't even find one? You know how devastating that would be? And guess what? The Bible did say that as in the days of Sodom and Gomorrah, so shall it be. Or in the days of Lot, so shall it be in the last days. So our people just, you know, it's sad when our people love wickedness. And this is why this stuff that me and Brother Aton is teaching to the rooftops, it's unpopular. This kind of message that we're speaking right now to you is very unpopular. Nobody wants to hear this kind of stuff. Now we can get up and do flat earth all day. We can talk about the heathens. Well, they'll love that. We'll probably get, you know, our channels are probably, the subscriber counts will probably pop up. But nobody wants to hear the unpopular message of truth. And it's the same thing that prophets had to go through. Jeremiah, Isaiah, Ezekiel, they were all persecuted, Israel, because they spoke the truth. People just don't want to hear it. So if you don't want to hear it, then guess what? You're going to have to be a casualty.
Nothing the Most High tells you to do hurts you. Nothing.
Exactly.
If anything, it makes you feel better inside, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't get that feeling of missing out. You're not missing out on nothing. I promise you. You're saving your soul.
Exactly. I say not only feel better, but you are securing your soul. You know? And so that's all I have too, brother.
All right. You know what, sister? I guess none of your biz. Shalom. I did single motherhood for 4 years. I was tired and miserable. Okay, all praise to the Most High. I suppose you got your brother. Yeah, so you know, if you want to have your brother come on here and you know, say shalom every once in a while, that would be good too.
Yeah.
All praise to the Most High. Looks like Most High has delivered you from that situation. All right. If not, we will be praying that you and your husband, y'all get back together. Because the Most High does deem sex as marriage.
Absolutely.
Right? Sex as marriage.
Absolutely. Well, Israel, we want to bid you all farewell, and then we're going to wish you a Shabbat Shalom.
All right. All praise to the Most High. Shabbat Shalom.
And stay strong.
All right.